It's the most wonderful time of the day. It is once again time for a Hangout stream. A little bit earlier than I was expecting, but that is what we do. Hope everybody's good. Let's get some chill vibes going before we get started. And I hope you're all having a good day. Hope everything is going well. And tonight, I think we're going to be doing some more reading, some more exclusive STURGEON stuff. Might do a bit of editing. We'll see what happens. And our music for the background right now is... Hold on. What have we got at the moment? Screensaver by Nobody. I'm going to do as I always do. We'll have a quiet few minutes, let everybody trickle in, and then we will get started. It may not be a very long session tonight. In part because I'm super tired, but also my favorite band in the whole world, Sleep Token, are releasing even in Arcadia. I thought it was at midnight. It's not. It's at like 4 in the morning here. But I have to hear it. But we're going to hang out for a couple of hours. Hello, Melanie. Hello, Author Raymond. Hi, Phyrexian. Hi, Nox. Hi, Lifeguard. Hope you're all good. If you can hear a little typing, God, I just realized how loud my fucking keyboard is. Can we talk about how peaceful, like typing ASMR is as well? Like, I got deep down the rabbit hole on keyboards a while ago, and now I want to do it again. But I am currently making some little notes here. Like, I got an RT100 EPO maker, I think it's called. Super lovely. Like, I don't know whether it's my autism, but like, I just got so deep into keyboard aesthetics, and it was so cool to just see how each of them was set up, how they sounded, how they looked. And obviously, recording, running D&D, I really needed a quieter keyboard, and this is one of the quietest ones they did. It's got a little screen at the top where I've got you could program a GIF, and I've got Patrick riding his seahorse in the dream, which is my favorite. Hi, Seamus Maguire. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I just love like the peacefulness. So if you like, and the keyboard setting color wise is like very retro. But I just enjoy it. I'm probably gonna have a wall with a bunch of keyboards on it. I'm gonna be that person. I'm just seeing what a couple of our dear compatriots are doing. But I have a feeling, chat, it'll either be it's like Slay the Princess if I do decide to game, or it will be reading and stuff. I might do a bit of repo. I might. It just depends on the mood and things of that nature. But I'm doing good, Seamus. Thank you so much for asking. I am just very sleepy. Chat, actually, here's a question for you guys while we're setting up. How does everybody feel about things like melatonin gummies? Because I have had some sleep issues for a while, and I don't like sleep tablets. They have too strong an effect on me. And a friend of mine recommended sleep gummies, melatonin gummies specifically. And I went to the store, and they didn't have them, so I tried like this other weird thing, and I tried one today, and it didn't really have the effect I wanted. And my brain is convincing me it's because it's not gummies, which is dumb, but you know. Had my English 112 presentation today. No more English for the rest of my life, lifeguard. Okay, I feel like I have immediately cursed you by having you in here. Seamus, you're one of a few people to pronounce my name first try. Well, I think that's the least I could do as an Englishman is actually pronounce your name properly. You know, as an Irishman, as a small apology for everything we've done. Phyrexian, they work for a while, but they lose effectivity if used daily after about 2 weeks. Really? Okay. Well, I don't need them... Without going into too much detail, I don't need them every day, but between the months of March and June, I do sort of need something. I wouldn't even say it's to knock me out. It's more so that I need to rest my brain. My brain needs to shut off before I sleep. And that's kind of the problem, is like I'm so active, and sometimes that's like ADHD brain just overdrive, and it's like, oh, you know, like I'll give you a great example of like how I got diagnosed with autism at like 28, so quite late in life, and I'm a masker. You know, I yap, but you probably wouldn't know I am unless I made it clear in person. So I went for this assessment, and they were like, oh, why are you so tired today? And I was like, oh, I had to know what every Turkish Ottoman looked like, how old they were when they died, how they died, and what their rule was like. And they're like, cool, did that help you? Nope. Did you retain the information? Nope. But I had to do it. And it took me from, like, 1 in the morning till 7 in the morning. Like, it was just one of those things where I kind of had to. And that's fine, but then there's other times where the brain is either too anxious or too on guard or whatever. And like, I need something to mellow me out so that I can drift into sleep and then stay asleep. So that's kind of the main crux of the issue, and that's where I thought gummies might help. Hi, Clue. Hope you're doing good. Hi, Mike. Tylenol PM. We don't have Tylenol here, Melanie, unfortunately. But that has been recommended to me before. I'd say give it a shot. I actually listen to sleep music or binaural tones for... Yes, so I've tried a lot of different things over the years, Josie. Like, I've tried, like, certain frequencies. I've tried, like that. I have a good wind-down routine. That's not, I guess, the problem. It mostly is, like, It's the physical aspect, I suppose, if that makes sense. Will Dusklight come to Spotify? It is on Spotify. We are now fully on Spotify. They are brutal, though, I'll tell you that. Like, with the Nightmare Detectives, like, there's episodes that may not stay up. They're like, detecting small slithers of stuff, and it's just, like, making it reportable, and it's really challenging. Have Lucy sent you some? I will ask them when they're not so busy. Self-hypnosis. Interesting. I might give that an idea. I think for me, before I explore that, I want to try something that's going to mellow me out as a medication. But yeah, for sure, like that's definitely something I could look at. Yeah. Something to consider. Sleepy time tea. Yeah. Nah, can't smoke a bowl, sadly. That one is not an option, but something to consider. In another life, perhaps. But either way, we will get moving with what we're doing shortly. I'm not sure whether I want to start with editing or reading. We will have a little look and see. And also let me know what your plans are for the weekend. Take a CBD gummy. Yeah, I've thought about CBD gummies. That is something I've thought about. Like, that's probably the only way I would ingest anything of that nature. I've debated it. Victor Mendoza is very much encouraging me to try that. So we'll see. I was going to imply Canada not stream. No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, you guys making some very good points. Yeah. The weekend, oh my, working, playing Pokemon Violet, Darkest Dungeon 2. Darkest Dungeon 2 is a very good game. It's a really good game. And yeah, please eat somewhere in there, Phyrexian. Please. That'd be very important. How can one of our smaller authors get one of our short stories in Dusklight? I still need to listen to some of the October episodes. I would be happy to put something on, I would be happy to put something on, like, the channel in the next, like, month or 2 months. At the moment, I'm just trying to catch up on obligations we've already got. Like, Hotel Inertia needs to be done, which is a real interesting challenge. I need to finish Demi's Adventure, which we're doing today. I need to do the next chapter. And then I've got some stuff for Renee Rain I want to put up. There's another author I want to work with. But, I mean, I'm down, Raymond. I'm absolutely down. If you want to send anything over to the Dusklight email, we could take a look. It just may not be immediately. Oh, right, that's right. Mother's Day in the US. I forgot it's Mother's Day over there. I hope you have a lovely Mother's Day. If any of y'all celebrate. If your mamas are around. Ethan, Expedition 33. My God, what a fucking game. What a fucking game. Unbelievable experience. I actually need to... I just got off of it, like, not too long ago in between work, and God, it's such a great fucking game. Might get bullied even more by Jamie this weekend, we'll find out, I guess. Yeah. I mean, hopefully it's a loving kind of bullying. Of course, in repo. In-game. But yeah, there is a couple of authors I want to work with, a couple of things I want to do, and yeah, we'll see what happens. It's mostly just like figuring out what's going to aesthetically work with the channel as well. Mortal Shell, I don't remember that one. I do need to look at that again. I have to mention I'm enjoying your wrestling promotion context. I'm a big wrestling fan. I have just been talking with a couple of promotions about like doing live recordings of their work. And obviously there's a few risks involved in that, where wrestlers may be exposed to more people than they're sort of comfortable with online as we build more of a community. It could be that they want to keep it for on-demand services. I don't know, but we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna sort of see what we could do. We're gonna see what we can do going forward, because I think that'd be really nice. Yeah, Mortal Shell. I do remember the name. I just couldn't place it in my head. And good luck, Lifeguard. One more final, and then you're done. Like it's a journey, and you're nearly at the destination. No worries, Justin. Good to have you here. Now the question is, chat, do we do some more reading of the unreleased chapters? A reading of something else, or edit Demi's adventure? But yeah, it's gonna be relaxing today. This is one of my favorite relaxing streams. Big shout out to Nobody on YouTube. This is the screensaver playlist. My energy is very low today, so I'm trying to match that aesthetically. Definitely narrate where you can, Lifeguard. I hear word there's a new pope in town. I don't know much about it, but you know, good for them. Good for them if that's that's a big deal. Leo the 14th, I think. Sadly, having formerly been a Catholic, you're always a Catholic, but I know a little bit about it. Hey, everyone needs something. New Popey Pope. There really should be a Pope Everett. It's a good name. There's actually been a Pope Theodore, but that's apparently in the Orthodox Church, not in the... Well, no, I think they've had a Pope Theodore a long time ago. But, yeah, it's a good fucking name. First American Pope. That's crazy. That's crazy. Once again, Chicago proving it is the center of the United States. Let's go Cubs, am I right? I believe that means that the deep dish pizza is the holiest of pizzas. The debate is over, chat. That's it. Go home. We have no, no matter. You can debate pizza aesthetics all you want now, but like that's going to be the end of the conversation. It's like, oh, you like your pizza, you like your California pizza. Well, I'm sorry, is your pizza endorsed by the Pope? Case closed. Get pizza, mighty me. Get it. My wife and I are excited to see him at the end of this year. That and the Remains of Francis. That'll be 5 out of 5. You've seen 5 out of 5 popes? Are you collecting like Pokemon cards for Phyrexian? Do you have like a little bingo card? Like you go up, you're like, okay, we got Pope John Paul there, Pope Benedictus, Pope Francis. Now complete the set with Leo. Papal pizza is wild. Pokemon. Oh, that's. Oh my goodness. See, the worst thing for X is you said you're a Methodist, and I just thought, oh, you like Method Man? He's a good rapper. I'm so fucking stupid. I'm not an authority on anything. You know what, if you believe, whatever you believe, as long as you aren't hurting anybody, and you love people, all good by me. All good by me. Method Man fucks, man. He's a good rapper. A lot of hip hop I got into, a lot of Endicott's inspirations came from like Def Jam Vendetta and Def Jam Fight for New York. I got so into hip hop through that. Well, not just through that, but like it exposed me to so much, like Nore, Ludacris, Redman, DMX, so many good rappers. Regrettably, Joe Budden, that was a low point. But yeah, I'm a long-time Wu-Tang fan. Although, if pressed, if someone said to me, "Who is the greatest rapper to have ever lived?" It's all caps when you say the name. It's MF Doom. Crap! I just realized I have to go get cupcakes for my surrogate kid's 2nd birthday. Well, happy birthday to your surrogate kid and the Terrible Twos. What kind of cupcakes you get him? And I'm glad you're feeling good, Josie. Appreciate you. Just listen to my I'm just listing your childhood now. I mean, hip hop was just. I mean, you look at me if any of you have seen me, and I look like the kind of person that could, would, and has spin kicked in a hardcore pit. That being said, I love hip hop so much. I love all sorts of music. I mean, obviously, Sleep Token now is a massive, massive band, and I'm very happy for them. But they've been my favorite band since their second EP, and if anything excites me about new music, it's different music. I love when bands push the envelope. That's why I love Lingua Ignota, Black Midi, Godspeed You Black Emperor, the new Car Seat Headrest album. Just a lot of stuff like that. And hip-hop, MF Doom in particular, always push those boundaries in really fun ways. I'm such a good lyricist. So, yeah, I like a bit of everything. Hap de Burf. Probably not chocolate because I want to get out of it. Yeah, do you know what? That's fair. He's 2. You are thinking ahead, Mighty Me. That is very sensible. A&M, I wish I could stay for the stream, but I need to stay for my graduation in a few hours. Nice day from you, Dusk. Hope you have a lovely stream and a good day. Everyone, chat, wish A&M a happy graduation and wish Mighty Me's second kid a good second birthday. That's so cool. I got hypnotized by a psychologist, so I'm floating. That's wild. Your brain's fucking amazing that we can do stuff like that. That's insane. Best outlook to have. I try. Native American hip-hop. I'll be honest, Phyrexian, I actually haven't heard a lot of Native American hip-hop, so I will take recommendations. Justin, I wonder if it was you that who's been kicking on time. Was it a guy who looks like young Danny DeVito kicked through a Hot Topic? If so, yes, it was me. And I'm sorry. You guys are lovely. So nice. Yeah, maybe I'll do a playlist. I would play stuff on call, on chat, but it'll probably get claimed. Like I said, there is, yeah, you can hear the little leap of my my sensitivity is up. I need to redo my desk, actually. This is something else I gotta do. I have to, let me see if it's still, okay, that's better. It's because I had it so close to my keyboard. I really gotta revamp my desk. I need to hit up Automiby and get some advice from how they've done their setup, because it's very cozy. So we're gonna figure that out. I have a Wooting 60HE. Okay, we're gonna look that up. A Wooting sounds cool though. So now I need to. Oh, okay, a rapid trigger. Leica L60 switches. Damn, look at this thing. That is sexy. I used to have something similar with Logitech, but they're too clickety-clackety. And, yeah, I would, if I was probably back on League of Legends again, if I ever felt like self-flagellating, that would be where I'd go. So, A Tribe Called Red and Superman. Okay, thank you, Phyrexian. Did I get the full version? I don't remember. I have a number pad next to mine, so maybe? I don't actually know. Chat, let me know what you want me to do. Do you want me to start with the Demi's Adventure editing? Do you want me to do some more reading of the exclusive stories? I won't read all of them, obviously. Or do you want me to read something new? I'm going to stream for about an hour and a half today. I'm going to be doing a charity stream probably next month. Actually, most of June. Because that's when my dad died, I want to raise money for dementia research in the UK, but I'm going to find an American charity as well, and we're going to see what we can do with that. I think that'll be a lot of fun. The blue switches. So I'll be honest, I don't understand the switches things exactly, but I have brown switches on this. I know that much, and they're really lovely. It's just such a nice little crunchy sound. So Demi's Adventure with the editing, I've read all of it, but I could still obviously do that, Lifeguard. Don't get me started on LOL. Justin, you share what you want to share, your experiences. I'm here for the ugliness. Read Sturgeon stories, please. Start with the editing because I'm going to be in the store and won't be able to devote my attention to it. Can't stay on the floor, pop in and say hi. Hi, Arkham. Hello. It won't be long. If I'm editing, it won't be an taking ages, but you guys can see my process, and that's a very different kind of way I've done things. Obviously, I've not shown that before on stream. We actually really need to set the radio up. So I might need to do that stuff because we got the Dark Somnium radio. So Queen successfully defended and won. What a name. I made it. Hey TJ, much love, light, and good karma, my friend. I'm a huge fan. Thank you so much. What a fucking username. You guys have such cool usernames. That's amazing. We can say Seth Rogen's chat. I didn't know Seth Rogen had a charity for Alzheimer's. I'm so ignorant of like a lot of external US things. Like I know tangentially a lot of stuff, but like that I didn't know. That's really cool, Josie. I'll take a look into that. Hey Ark, I'm glad you stopped by. Yeah, hell yeah, Justin. I'm sure most of you are in the server, but please consider joining if you haven't. It's a lovely community. 20 people already. I appreciate that. Okay, so I think what we'll do is maybe like try and get part 1 revamped and done, and then we'll probably go and read some Sturgeon stuff. We'll probably just do those 2 things tonight. But I do have a plan to get some more content out over the summer. I want to do a couple of like series that are not mine. We're going to sort of see how we get on with that. Oh, that's awesome. That's Seth's charity. Stage join Discord. Please do, Justin. You'll be more than welcome. I'm successfully defeated all the opponents except the biggest one myself, but I'm working on it. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, dude. Longest journey. Alright, so Victor's just sent me something. And I might actually have to read this out on stream. I feel like I need to share this. And I'm gonna put this in chat because it's funnier with the emojis, but oh wait, no, it's too long. Stephanie Ardella Arson, hey, I think you're a fantastic. I have made just keep calm and waffle on. That should really be a phrase for the streams. Keep calm and waffle on. All right, this is so cursed. I'm gonna have to do this in pieces. Hold on, let me make sure that this works. Actually, this is so cursed. It's still too long, really. I want you to see an example of some of the things that Victor sends me because they're horrible. And wonderful and horrible. Okay, hold on. I did not realize that the message length was so fucking small. Oh boy. I'm copying and pasting this in bits, chat. Give me a second. I need you all to suffer with me on this. So, and if you're watching this post live stream, don't worry, because I'm gonna read it out in a second. Yeah, everyone needs a Victor in their lives. Okay, here we go. Last bit. All right. White smoke. Who dis? The Vatican has spoken. A new servant of Slay has been confirmed by the holy smoke signals, straight from God's group chat. Get ready to welcome the next Pontifex Maximus, who's about to serve looks, scripture, and suffering in equal measure. The Holy Father, more like Zaddy in the sky, ready to lay hands and maybe pipe on your knees. Sin-stained soul, get on your knees, not just to pray, but to slay. It's a full-body holy gag, the spiritual stunt of the century. Pope 2.0 is installed and ready to excommuniserve if you feel the Holy Ghost tingle your tonsils, bitch. That's just the vibes rising. Send this to 600 of your nastiest nuts and freakiest friars to activate your divine frequency. 1 amen equals 1 blessing. 5 equals a holy bussy cleanse. 10, babe, you're the new messiah. Wow. Why does Victor send me these things? Oh, that was the 666 of your nastiest nuns. Why do I get these things sent to me? That's probably the most effort you will hear excited from me. Everyone, small round of applause for Pope Leo the 14th. Is it 14th? I've actually completely forgotten. Hold on. I can't remember my XIV. I think XIV's 14, right? Yeah, 14. Yeah, everyone, small round of applause. Give the Catholic Church their dubs. They got a new Riz Master. So, Demi's adventure first. And then, we'll, Jesus Christ. If there... Listen. If there is a hell, of which I'm, at least myself, very certain there's not, then I'm going to it. Although, fun little fact for y'all, like just an interesting little trivia fact. So obviously, afterlife is a mystery. Let's put that there. I'm one human being. I'm a flesh sack with meat and bones and electricity and anxiety. But the idea of the rabbinical Christian hell, I can't remember what Pope came up with it. But I think, if I remember correctly, is Pope... No. It must have been, like, in the... Prior to Dante, because obviously he had it in Dante's Inferno. I remember a Pope kind of came up with the concept and put it into... like, it came in, like, the idea of Sheol and Hades and all this stuff. It was really interesting. It's really interesting when you look into, like, afterlife concepts. And I love it. I think it's so, like, fascinating when we go there. Because, like, you know, you guys have heard there's only M's at the end. That's my interpretation of the afterlife. But I think it's all valid. I think if you're happy and you know it, don't clap your hands. But it's just interesting. It's interesting where we get these concepts from, and, you know, belief sustains them. So... maybe the afterlife. Sheol is a Jewish concept. I think hell like when we go back far enough, you know, that they have different ways. I mean, Gehenna is another one, which I love the word Gehenna. So fucking cool, Gehenna. But like, I think like the idea is that they all borrow from each other, and build on one another. But yeah, exactly, Clue. If you were never told you were in hell, you'd never be able to acclimate to it. And it's this idea, like, you know, we just don't know. That's just really cool. What if the afterlife is just my room and a Dusklight stream and it never ends? No, you know what it would be for me? The afterlife for me would be a Victor Mendoza one-shot, but everyone at the table... Oh, let me turn myself up. My idea of the afterlife would be a Victor Mendoza one-shot with every player at the table being Victor Mendoza. That's hell. That is hell for me. They're all burping. They are all making the same jokes over and over again, and I can never leave. And the plot never moves forward. That's hell for me. Pope John Paul was too good. He got old. It was a horror show. Paul Orman sold us on that. Scooter head contracted and a permanent nod. Vatican ain't spit. They could have let retire. Yeah, I mean, there's interesting... There's interesting discourse with stuff like that, and I've been looking back into it. I mean, I would recommend, above all else, like religious affiliation notwithstanding, watch Conclave. What a film. Phenomenal film. Highly recommend. And then if you feel that you got the kick to learn more about the deep lore of Catholicism, check out The Two Popes on Netflix. Very, very good. Anthony Hopkins, phenomenal in his role. Gay henna. All right. Okay, all right. I mean, that's enough of that. Now, chat, quick question for you. Do you want to have it where you have the background and you just hear the editing? Or would you prefer to see the visual, like me moving around on Fruity Loops and editing live? Like, what's better for y'all? Let me know. I actually haven't touched any editing stuff in a little while, so I took a little break after Antlion. It's going to be interesting. Editing live. Okay. All right. Say no more. Okay. Let me switch this one off. Okay. Let me know if you can see that, chat. This is Fruity Loops. So, hopefully you can see it. Now, this is a very basic Fruity Loops. I have taken everything off at the moment. So, what we're going to do is, the most important thing is that we start with a good opening song. Now, the original Demi's Adventure has a bunch of copyrighted music. I was using Envato Elements, which I still use for my sound effects, but unfortunately they they just kind of were always flagging things up, even though I was whitelisted, and it got to a point where it was exhausting. Like, at the end of the day, like we said before, not to be cynical, I do want to make money off the channel. I want to reach a point where I'm, I'm able to make as much doing this as I do managing other YouTube channels. And I'm always from that, and that's fine. But what we need to do is we need to open with something. And generally speaking, like, Debbie's Adventure, you could do a gaming style song, but I don't think that's what we want to do here. I think we want to try something a little bit simpler. So what I normally do is I start with an aesthetic choice. I start with something that I'm like, all right, you know what? This sounds like it'll be good. And then I kind of hear it. I have to, unfortunately, you're going to hear some repetition, but then I kind of know very quickly what, whether or not that's what I want. So I'm going to quickly put a preview up. I think I'm going to use Ruki Zhao's I Am Hard to Love. Actually, no, you know what? I'm going to use The Liar's Liar by Richard Fromm. And the reason I'm going to use this is I know, because I try and keep the same songs in the same sort of environment, so I'm used to using them. I'll be like, in my brain, like, oh, that's an intro song. So we've got our track. It's already on set 3. It's already low down because it's been used in my narration settings before. And we're going to go. Now, the only thing that worries me here is when I recorded one, I've not re-recorded it, but my audio quality is different because I haven't preset my audio here. So, for example, I'll give you a little sample in chat.
Of it fades as you focus on the task at hand. A quick jab of the needle into their neck and a deft push on.
Whereas here, waited in a strange, far-off land. Lightning crack. It's not a big deal. It's just like I just need to be aware of like the fact that it doesn't sound super great. So obviously I've got my presets. So I put this onto channel 1. Give it a little boost.
Waited in a strange, far-off land. Lightning crackled and illuminated.
Not too bad. So the reason we choose this song, chat, is you want to have a very strong opening. This is, I've used this a couple times now, but I opened my play with this. So let's see how this sounds. And in fact, actually, we need something else. So now we need to go over to Envato Elements because I know exactly what I need. Whether or not I can find it is another matter entirely. Anyone who does YouTube narration will tell you if they use sound effects, finding the right one is a bitch. So we're going to see if I can find it.
Audio jungle. Audio jungle.
Let's see.
Audio jungle.
And now you're probably hearing this in the background, the audio jungle, because now what I'm doing is I'm going through my my sound effects. So I'm going to just choose one at random for the moment. Let's try this one.
Audio jungle.
It's not bad, but we're gonna try coin slot to game machine. So add that, download it with the license, and then once you start building, that's where it gets interesting. And curating effects is a challenge. It's absolutely a challenge, because you need to get as specific as you can. So I've found another one. I'm going to try and avoid playing them over this before I download them because they get flagged. So you download it. We extract it from WinRAR. Put it out. And find the MP3. Easy peasy. Once you do this enough, it becomes a science. And obviously we need to zoom in because it's a massive thing. So we're going to pull this right to the end so it starts off. We only want a few chords to play before the song comes in. You generally only want a few bars. So you don't want to overdo it. You want to leave brevity, but you know. So let's give this a go. So I'm going to pause the music for a second. Yeah, there'll be a nice break. You can see that break there.
I put the coin in the machine. I feel the engraving beneath my fingertips, and I can tell it's from the early 2000s.
So, slight little issue. You see it, you had a little audio clip there, so we're going to remove that down. But you see how quickly you craft an environment when, like, just with a few bits of setting up and whatnot. Now, everybody, I'm going to need to ask you a favor. Victor Mendoza joined the chat. Bully him as much as you see fit. Let him know that Pikmin is subpar. Let him know that Sonic the Hedgehog is mid. Let him know no one watches Pretty Cure. You just have fun with it. Yeah, well, you know, you started out with this music is lame, put on Sonic tunes. I don't want to get copyright claimed immediately. And also, Victor, I already read out, if you go back a few minutes, I read out your copy pasta. So, well, you came in and you harassed me straight away, Victor. Yeah, see, they know what you send me. They only know some of the things you send me. You want to know how bad Victor is, chat? Victor was having a conversation with a friend. And this friend said, my only RPGs are just Nintendo, Sega, and South Park. So Victor's trying to convince someone to play New Vegas. And he said to his friend, remember, there's really cool stuff hidden at Quarry Junction. Those guys warning you are just a beginner's trap. I want you to think, now if you know Fallout New Vegas, you know how mean that is. You know. So... And that's an example of like Victor being a very mean person.
Audio jungle.
That's a terrible noise. Okay, so you know the idea here is that we want to set an atmosphere and turn these, you know, get these things ready. So I've got one here. Arcade games restore power. What's this?
Audio jungle.
That's terrible.
Audio jungle.
That's all right. I could get behind that one.
Audio jungle.
Some of these are really bad. Like, I won't lie, like some are just really cringe. Like that. Like, I'm not gonna use stuff like that. Like, there's some that will take me a while to find, like, because it really depends on what your library is. And you know, mine's a bit there. So don't you have to buy each? So no, I don't, thankfully, because I've got an Envato Elements subscription, so I'm previewing them, and then I could just download them. But the whole audio jungle is to stop people kind of scrubbing them. But yeah, Ashabel, I know someone who watched all of Precure and even ranked them. Ashabel, can you get that ranking for us? Because I want to see how angry it makes Victor. Bendy Melon's crazy devious work. Yeah, Victor is evil. Lady Spukari is right. It is evil. No, my real evil was telling someone that the Submerged Castle in Pikmin 2 is only 5 floors, so they don't need a whole lot of Pikmin brought in. Why would you say that? Victor, that's so toxic. That's so toxic. Forest Walker, hey everyone, hope you're having a good evening or night or whatever time it is for you. I am. I'm having a nice time hanging out with you guys. There was a part of me that wasn't going to come on, you know, bad brain day, exhaustion, traveling. This time tomorrow I will be on the road going to the airport, picking up 2 of the best wrestlers in the UK, Sapphire Reed and Nita Vaughan, who will be getting on a plane in the early hours going over to Denmark for the biggest promotion in Scandinavia, Body Slam Wrestling. Doing that show, then coming back to the airport, sleeping for 3 hours, getting on a plane at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., flying back in, then going over from the airport to London to Reading for United Wrestling. It's a long weekend, and I was like, I don't have the mental power. But then I was like, I'm trying to, you know, get people in regularly. I want to have a stream culture, you know, through Discord, through here, and it'll inform both the community we're building and regular videos. People coming back, and I was like, I have to commit. So I was like, I'm gonna do it. It's not a chore, you know, but I have to be willing to keep to my own schedule. Gotta break them in somehow. Fuck, God, you're so mean. It is dirty, Justin. TJ, what does your recording setup look like? I will come back to that in a second. Victor, yeah, I wouldn't have the power to travel to England either. You know, it's a lot of shit talking from a man living in the United States of America. That's all I'm gonna say, Victor. You ain't catching me with that shit. You ain't catching me. That's awesome. It sounds like a lot. It is a lot. Yeah, it is a lot. But my recording setup is 2 monitors. So I have 2. What do I even have? What is this? Oh, MSIs. I have 2 MSI monitors, curved, 32 inches. I have a boom arm mic with an AKG C214 mic going into a Focusrite 2i2. I have broadcast headphones, so I have Sennheiser headsets. PC, I built my own desk. It's like a large desk, so I've got like a drinks holder and cables management and whatnot. Got my PC, and yeah, I mean, I need to proof my room a little bit more. This is my study, but yeah, I'm very lucky. I'm on my own, so never a noise issue. Can kind of stream whenever I want, hang whenever I want. So I'm very lucky. The fact we got 20 concurrent listeners in the first sort of 45 to an hour is great, because most people don't normally get on to the following hour. So thank you guys. Okay, so and Spookaria, if you have any suggestions, Dex, any suggestions on sound effects, you let me know. But yeah, the main thing we have here is that, like, I'm probably not going to do some of these until later, but like there's one here, like the start button, right? Probably won't sound very good.
Audio Jungle.
Stuff like that, it's too 8-bit for me. It's not what I'm after. So instead, we're gonna just let this scene play, and we probably won't need too much sound effects in the moment. Let's have a little listen.
Thousands. The weight gives me a sense of comfort as I let it go. The satisfying click and kerchunk of the coin finding its new home, off to the land where arcade coins lay dormant. The screen lights up. Fluorescent LEDs blink to life, and a wave of nostalgia hits me. Just like that, I'm taken right back to being a child again as the title screen blinks at me. Okay, let's play.
So the music's a little bit kind of, you know, it's kind of maudlin. So I could switch it up for something a bit more, but I'm probably going to keep it because I think it's appropriate in that sense. Like, it's nice. You know, a theme song would be great, Dex, if I had time and money, things I don't have, like, in order to commission. Like, it's unfortunate because, like, I'd love to, but, you know, I'm probably not. Please boost my audio output. Am I not already quite loud? I mean, I can. That's probably about as loud as without shouting, but I can turn it up. Is that better? Let me know, Seamus. The actual stuff on here, though, should be already quite loud. Let me check my audio levels. Let's have a little look.
Demi's Adventure was one of those games you'd hear about on various forums in the early 2000s, back when it was far easier to spread unsubstantiated rumors and gather internet clout with minimal effort. Kind of like Twitter, but no character limit. We'd seen people like the supposed time traveler John Teeter, the legend of Polybius, and many more run the gamut of forum speculation. But Demi's Adventure was a little bit different. It wasn't exactly touted as a spooky horror game with people dying or being whisked away by shady government officials. Rather, it was remarked upon by burgeoning gaming devs as that game nobody enjoyed QA testing for because of its unique algorithm. It was a game that learns and plays you as much as you do it. I should mention that while there are many games in the modern age with the AI and mechanics to actually pull this off in a more effective way, this was practically unheard of in the early aughts outside of psychological test games built specifically to learn about the player and their idiosyncrasies. So it should come as no surprise that the devs would remark this was a purely experimental game and that would never see a home release, but instead a rite of passage for anyone creatively inclined to make games and wanting to see how far the programming rabbit hole goes. Casual players were never its targeted audience, and over time it became abundantly clear that more than just developers were familiar with it. By 2004, former psychiatric patients would come out of the woodwork to discuss early build.
See, to me, that's a little bit too bassy, and that's because I'm using a thing called Sound Goodizer. And it's a good little feature, but the problem is it boosts it too much, and you start to get the peaking where the booming begins to affect the microphone quality. So rewind that without it, and you guys tell me what you think.
Familiar with it. By 2004, former psychiatric patients would come out of the woodwork to discuss early builds of what would be the Demi's Adventure I now had in my possession.
So it just kind of takes a little bit of the boom away, and obviously sometimes to your ears it's like, oh, the boom sounds better, but generally speaking, it can overwhelm it a little bit too much, I think, and that can kind of be the problem. You don't want over the top sounds. You don't want your audio to sound like it's boosted too much. Now, I'm about to redo my presets with Ronnie, but you know, we're not gonna worry about that too much today. So I'm just downloading 2 extra songs because this one's about to end. So let's give this a try. We're going to try The Rain Against My Window by Johannes Bornioff, who is another Epidemic Sound creator. And because I get a subscription, I'm access to these. So let's give this a go.
Of what would be the Demi's adventure I now had in my possession. A small obsidian shape with big, wide eyes, 4 arms and wheels on their feet that would skirt around the side-scrolling landscape and make little chirping sounds as they bounced on the platforms or interacted with the environment. Somehow, the interest had reached such a fever pitch within dev communities that conversations began to swirl around a definitive edition of Demi that could be utilized by professionals to help those with major medical maladies, as it were. I remember trawling these forums in the early days as a wide-eyed, conspiracy-hungry kid eager to get his hands on a copy of this elusive game. I don't know why, it wasn't like I myself had any issues, but something about the mystery drew me in. I followed obsessively throughout high school, honing my love of games into a development enthusiast, and working on a small indie title that garnered mixed to positive reaction on Steam. Usually RPG Maker games that allow me to express my inner turmoil, as any man in his late 20s would do. But throughout it all, I never forgot that initial fascination with Demi, the strange obsidian creature, or his adventures. So, when I got word of a cabinet being made with the definitive 3-game experience of Demi's adventures, I damn near lost my shit. That was my E3 come early. The company making it, similar to 1UP Arcade, were enthusiastic about its design specs and the quality of the cabinet itself. But I only cared about the blurb detailing the games themselves. After 20 years, a medical game hidden behind closed doors now becomes a reality for the discerning gamer and possessor of a curious mind. Demi's trilogy is coming in limited numbers. Start with the original Journey, a text-based psychological adventure featuring the protagonist himself, our obsidian observer of oddities, Demi. The game will learn from you as much as you from it, creating scenarios and imagery based on the progress you make. After waking up in a strange place, Demi must enlist your help to find the right path forward. Can you help Demi get back home? Demi's Adventure, Land of Confusion, comes with a USB slot to plug in your keyboard. Next, we have the seminal classic that made it to multiple psychologists' offices in the late 90s, a 16-bit beauty with fully rendered cutscenes and a choice system that was determined by your actions. Demi needs to find his way through the lost hallways, recover the fragments of their souls, and fight against time itself in this beautifully crafted experience. Demi's Adventure 2. It's about time. Lastly, unreleased to the public and mastered by a dedicated development team with an oversight by medical professionals, we bring you the last in the trilogy. While it could be brushed off as a walking simulator by the uninitiated, this is anything but. You must guide Demi through a series of scenarios, each more confusing and strange than the last, taking them on their final journey to see what is at the heart of their crash landing, the mysteries around their origin, and a way to get home. Demi's Adventure 3, Memento Mori, will shock every player and take them to a realm they've never been to before, a realm of true understanding. Guided by the higher voice, you will have a companion along the way to help you on this harrowing journey. We're sure you'll never be the same again once it's over. Because of the rarity of the initial 2 games, and coupled with a limited interest, we will only be making these to order. Inquire now. Well, you can bet your ass I put my money down there and then. Damn near took me 20 minutes to find my card and punch in the numbers amid all the excitement, but I got it and was informed it'd be shipped to me within a couple weeks. Imagine my surprise when it turned up in less than 5 days. I mean, it sure as hell felt like 2 weeks with all that waiting, but I didn't care. I hauled it in and had it built and ready by sundown, putting the stool in place and getting comfortable. Excitement so palpable that I didn't even register that I'd left my scotch downstairs. No matter, the game was here. Now we're caught up, back to where this all began. Let's play. The combo.
So, pause it there for a second. What do you guys think of the music aesthetics there? So that's a lovely extra piece there. It's Tefu by Sayuri Hayashi Egnell, and then we've got another Gavin Lute track after that. So aesthetically, like, I always try and go for a mild kind of piece. And then obviously when it gets more intense, I change it. I actually do not remember the music I used on the original for this. I need to go back and check. But let me know what you guys think of that. How's that aesthetically sounding to you? Fucking Victor and Knuckles. No. See, typical Sonic fan. Victor has to insert Sonic into everything for it to be cool. Because Victor cannot accept that Sonic is only cool in certain respects. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Oh, hi, Alex. I got so I forgot this was a live stream. Hell yeah. Well, that's just, yeah. It's the benefit of, like, doing a mix around is, like, I can, you know, I can kind of, surreptitiously sneak it in. Yeah, Darksim did an amazing job, and one of the biggest things whenever I take on my own work that he's done is to do something different. That's kind of the main thing for me, is always ensure it's done in a different and more unique way. All right, let's do a little bit more.
Company logo, Rubicon Enterprises, flashes up with a little jingle almost reminiscent of the Neo Geo. For those unfamiliar, think of a fancy doorbell on a piano scale from high to low put through a Game Boy. I have no reason to, but the nostalgia hits me like a freight train. Hands brush across my mechanical keyboard, ready to see where this journey takes me. I don't even get the option to select which game. Usually there's a screen with the 3 titles and their respective logos, allowing you to jump from A to B seamlessly. Instead, the company logo lingers and I'm left confused. A polite, professional voice crackles through the cabinet speakers, my hand resting on the joystick with anticipation. Hello, joystick with anticipation.
Pause that there. Questions. Bloody we were out of the voice, not too overpowered, but felt relaxed. Thank you so much, Alex. I remember hearing this on Dusklight's channel. It's one of my faves. Thank you. I appreciate that. Question from LifeGod. When you record in the first place, whenever you mess up, do you just delete the messed up audio and then re-record it? Or do you say the line again but leave a marker? No marker. Markers take far too long. I just stop, I go back, and then I record over it. Reading on live stream is different, obviously, because I don't stop. But generally speaking, no, I just go back and get rid of it. The markers take too long. I really enjoyed the editing and the sounds of it. It had a slight muted reverb to it. Interesting. Yeah, I might have to look into fixing my settings at some point. Sonic, is that the John Wick spin-off about Keanu Reeves' persona? Oh, thank you for that gift, Ashabel. Yeah, Victor, what is it? Now, important distinction here. I had some sound effects that I used for the higher voice, and I want to keep those. And now I need to find out what the fuck I did with them, because they were so good. I don't actually remember where they are. So, if you'll bear with me a minute, chat. I have to go back through many files and see where it is. The temptation to just keep the original audio sound design is there, but unfortunately not an option. We'll do a little bit. We'll probably try and do another sort of 15-20 minutes of that, and then we'll do some reading. So it won't be a super duper long stream. I am very tired, but I wanted to make sure I got on and we hung out for a little bit. I know you're in here, you sneaky bastard. Let's change. Music's still there, it's fine. I cannot remember what the worst thing is, if I just had my, if I had the old files, like, pre-export, I would know what I used, but I don't. I only have the completed thing, and that's a slight problem. I guess I could just cut it, but then it would be like a Frankenstein. Oh no, hold on, got it. Yay, found it. All right, now the hard part is timing it out. So, damn, right when I was resigning myself to failure. All right, let's have a listen. Let's put this on number 3 so it's not overwhelming. Turn it down a little bit. Okay.
And resting on the joystick with anticipation. Hello, Robbie. I am the narrator. I will be your guide throughout Demi's adventure. Think of me as an assistant for the tough sections, a third eye for the unseen, and an extra layer for the narrative. Unfortunately, even if you don't wish to think of these things, I cannot be turned off. Do you understand? Yes. No.
So, a slight little thing here. I'm going to cut this up, make this unique, because, again, in the original, I had the voice lowered just to kind of give a bit of distinction. So we're gonna keep with that. So we go onto the file here. We go to pitch. We lower it. Obviously, extends it out a fair bit. That's okay. We move this over, and we're gonna have to do this a few times, but that's fine. So now we hear it.
Hello, Robbie.
It's not bad. We could go better than that. So we go pitch further lower.
Hello, Robbie.
Oh, too low. Too low. Too low. Monster voice.
Hello, Robbie. I am the narrator. I will be your guide throughout Demi's adventure. Think of me as an assistant for the tough sections, a third eye for the unseen, and an extra layer for the narrative. Unfortunately, even if you don't wish to think of these things, I cannot be turned off. Do you understand? Yes. No.
Now, chat. How do we feel about that voice? I do not have the beauty of Disco Elysium's narrator, but obviously I want it to be low enough that it's distinct. For those who are new to the story, I want it to feel like it's a different character. So I could take off the secondary pitch and it would just be a little bit lower, but I would prefer it sound different enough from me. But chat, let me know what you think. I don't like it in a good way. That's old school Amos. That's... yeah. Okay, I'll play it one more time.
Hello, Robbie. I am the narrator. I will be your guide throughout Demi's adventure. Think of me as an assistant for the tough sections, a third eye for the unseen.
So, just to clarify, if I take off the secondary bit there and just put it on the regular lower pitch.
Scene, and an extra layer for the narrative. Unfortunately, even if you don't wish to think of these things, I cannot be turned off.
So I think, yeah, I'm not sure. That's why I'd like to see what you guys think. I am uncertain. Come on, Chad, don't let me down. Guide me. Okay, all right. We'll go with the we'll go with the extra without the extra layer. That's fine. Okay.
Unseen, and an extra layer for the narrative. Turned off. Do you understand?
Now we also need one other thing. I think I've got all my sound effects down here now, thankfully. But we need the keyboard. Where are we? Explosion, torture. God, there's so many down here. And sadly, there was a really good synth track I used on this that I've just found it again, and I can't use it. It sucks. So sad. But we will make it happen. We'll move. Okay, so we go with this one, and we shut this down a little bit. Pull this up to number 3. And I think we're only going to need a little bit for this.
I blinked, taking a moment to think on how it knew my name, but the narrator continued before I could dwell on it.
Ah, nope, I don't even know my own goddamn story. Okay. Let's see.
To answer what I mashed the green button. My right hand clicked it without...
Okay, so we know it stops there. So go over, make unique, and do the same thing.
Continued before I could dwell on it.
Yes, I tentatively typed.
Oh, Jesus Christ. See, this is the thing. You make more mistakes when you're, you don't get in the zone. Like, I'm so used to doing it, without watching. Let's take that back.
Yes.
Okay.
I tentatively typed.
So we want it there. Pull this down. Pull it over.
Tentatively typed. Wanting to inquire further, but knowing that even the most advanced text-based system isn't going to be perfect. To answer what I imagine is a natural...
There we go. I'll get there eventually, chat. I am trash.
To answer what I imagine is a natural concern for you, your name was registered on the purchase and programmed into me with your other details. If you'd like me to refer to you by your online username for more immersion, please push the green button.
Okay. What vocal effect? I'm just pitch shifting. That's it. That's all I'm doing.
My right hand clicked it without thinking, the delicate springs barely needing to be activated for the jingle to ring out. Very well. Switch. Are you ready to begin? The adventure awaits. I felt excited. Yes.
Okay. I think we'll stop up here, and then we'll go to do some readings before we finish for the evening. So, same thing. Pitch down, put it over, pull up. It is fun once you get into the screen because you're bringing life to it, and this is kind of what I did with anything I do really on the play and the autopsy and stuff. Like, you just get into a zone, and then several hours later, you're finished.
Very well. Switch. Are you ready to begin? The adventure awaits. Yes. No.
Yes. I felt excited. It was time. The screen darkens and the...
So that's where we'd have the music fade out, and then we would immediately put in some synthwave. Some spooky doopy synthwave. So we're going to leave that there for a sec. And what we're going to do, we're going to switch back over. And I'll probably be finishing this up Monday or Tuesday, one of the two. Now, what we need to do... so question from Lifeguard. When you need to yell or scream for a line, how do you prevent the audio from peaking? Well, in my case with the C214, it has a minus 20 decibel frequency. So I can simply toggle that, and then it will not peak, and then I just turn down my gain just a little bit as well. So that's how I avoid it. You generally need a mic that is going to be able to handle the sort of noises you're creating, and that could be a bit of a challenge. But that's one way of doing it. It depends on what your setup is, to be honest with you. I do a lot of layers, so I thought it could actually be more advantageous in some ways. That's true. It does depend. It really depends aesthetically, honestly. At least for me, like, that's how I've always done it with pitch shifting. But, yeah. Okay, so we have Choose Your Own Nightmare. I could do a bit more of. I think I might. And we have The Last Giant on the Mountain. And we have Shark Tank. And we have 3Bs in all of Europe. So we could really do a little bit here or there, to be honest with you. What do we do, chat? What do we do? What we also do is we're going to switch over our music to some drum and bass. PlayStation 1 atmospheric drum and bass. One of my favorite background aesthetics. Don't know whether I should do another vote. I could not do all of it if I tried. That is way too much voice work. I am far too tired for that. Apparently, my stream is having some problems. I don't know why. Oh god, that's loud. Might be a stream issue. Bear with me. I have no idea, but it looks like there might be a slight problem with buffering at the moment, so. My favorite drum and bass group. Oh my goodness. Pendulum would be my main one. But hopefully you guys can still hear me. It's saying I've got some stream issue at the moment, so I'm just trying to look at that. But I think I might be having an aesthetic problem. Let me know in chat if you can still hear me. Okay, that's good. Very strange. All right. Okay. Oh yes, I'm having some like major issues. Like it is not buffer. Like everything on my end is Oh, I know why. You little bastard. Fucking OneDrive. Through the Loop is great. Through the Loop is such a good track, right? I think that was what was causing the problem. OneDrive is a little shit. That should be it. I always forget about that. And then in the background when it's like playing, like when I've got stuff going on and then it buffers issues, it's usually OneDrive being a bastard. There we go. That's better. Right. Check your OneDrives, friends. Check your OneDrives, because sometimes they will decide that they want to just upload without your consent. And then your whole upload-download file system will get fucked. Yeah, I love Pendulum. I love old school drum and bass. I'm a big like fan of like video game drum and bass stuff, if I'm honest. Like this is who is this by? What am I listening to right now? This is Dopo Goto. And this is really nice. So check that out on YouTube. DOPO space GOTO. Yeah, what do we do? Victor Mendoza, can you read Sonic fanfics? You know what, Victor? Hey, how about this? Victor, if you join me on Discord and you do some voices, I will read a Sonic fanfic before we wrap up tonight. I'm going to message you right now. Oh, well, Pendulum was massive here back in the mid-2000s. That was how a lot of teenagers got into them. I think I was like 12 when they kind of got big, and like it was huge at my school. All right, so now Victor's now giving me excuses as to why he can't join. It's like, you want me to read Sonic fanfics, but you don't want to be a part of it? Chat, do you really want me to read Sonic fanfics? I'm not reading My Immortal. I might read it for Victor Mendoza's birthday jamboree, which I think we're going to do the week after next. Because someone is a little bit too scared to get on stream right now. That's right, Victor, I'm calling you out. Knuckles the Hedgehog would go on stream. Shadow would go on stream, but Sonic X Robotnik would go hard. Good God. Oh, God. Okay. Well, all right. What I'm thinking, chat, is we'll do a bit more Choose Your Own Nightmare. Would you rather hear more of Last Giant or a bit of Shark Tank? Victor's a May baby. He is. He's just a baby. Not a May baby, just a baby. Is there a Sonic character that burps a lot? Probably the crocodile and Big the Cat. My friend is tantalizing me with the Sleep Token album, and it is killing me inside. That's how much I love you guys. I chose to be here rather than listen to my favorite band's brand new album when it dropped at midnight. Remember this commitment. I'm gonna start a fucking sympathy fund. Maybes is great. Gemini's is great. Yeah, everyone, let's thank Mama Mendoza for giving birth to the creature known as Victor. Sorry, Mamacita Mendoza. Excuse me. Alright. So we've got Last Giant. I think Last Giant's the vote. Shark Tank. Actually, no, Shark Tank and Arkham from... Ooh. Okay, you know what? You know what? Let's just do another poll. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. I don't know why I didn't do this last time. Alright. Alright. I'm going to put all of them back on. I'm going to do this every time now because we get so many... we always get so many different choices. And maybe I'll read the top two. And obviously we'll be picking up from where we were last time on stream. 3Bs in all of Europe is inspired by Disco Elysium. Last Giant Under the Mountain is inspired by Lord of the Rings. Shark Tank is inspired by Squid Game. Choose Your Own Nightmare is inspired by Choose Your Own Adventure books. There you go. The poll is up. Thank you, Arkham. I appreciate that. By the way, chat, I have it on good authority that Victor is actually French. You have until 1:30 the hour. So 8 minutes. You have 8 minutes to check chat. My delicate voice will not last. I've now donated a whole $25. Thank you, Lifeguard. Please be careful. Obviously, if you have a dono, like, make sure you can always afford it. Like, don't do it because you have to, if you have to, or anything like that. Like, it's super duper appreciated. I always like to make sure I let people know, you know, it's always wonderful when you can. It's never expected. They call you the generous guy. They fucking should. I joined you to do Sonic fan film head to the gym. That's okay, Dex. I think I'll save it for next time. Payday was today. You get money. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Another thing to hold against Victor. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Current number 1 and 2 spots. Shark Tank and Choose Your Own Nightmare on 33% each. It is hard to write one. It's harder to write one where the choices have been made for you. Obviously, I'm sure most of you were here the other day, but we will be reading from where I left off on Choose Your Own Nightmare. So just to be aware of that. Shark Tank will be fun because it's 9 voices, and they're all gonna be me. Oh no, I did not think that through. Lifeguard, that is a cozy ass setup, dog. That is so much cozier than mine. Like, that is impressive. I actually have one of those little clocks, though. You've got Tanjiro, I've got Killua from Hunter x Hunter. But this setup is so much nicer than mine. And the upside down mic, that's crazy. Like, I like the, I actually do need to, I'm probably going to do that this month. Invest in a sideways monitor. Or vertical monitor, I mean. Sideways monitor, what's wrong with me? Flight Simulator, very nice. Love the map, very cool. Keyboard is lovely. Yeah, dude, you got a hell of a setup, dog. And you got the little, oh, you got one of those. They're great if you don't proof the wall, so, okay. I need Victor real quick. I need to see if he's in chat because I've just gotten, Ashabel's just sent me the Pretty Cure, tier system. I'm going to send it to him. I want to know what he thinks. This is someone who's never seen Precure and somehow made it into my canon for Nightmare Detectives. My suggestions, it depends on price, but I mean, myself and Ronnie, we use the AKG C214 and I stand by it. I think it's fantastic. But you don't need it. A Shure mic is also great. Alright, you got 3 more minutes. It's looking like Choose Your Own Nightmare is going to win. Hello, then. Louis also makes great budgie mics. That's true. I personally just need to get over myself and start recording. I know I'll suck at first, but that's the first step to being good. Like we said the other day, sucking at something is the first step to being sort of good at something. Yeah, it can be hard to hear stuff back on recording, but to be honest with you, I don't even notice it anymore. Actually, let me hold on, chat. You wanna hear something embarrassing? I got you. I got you. Just give me 1 second. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go way back. Okay. This is a creepypasta recording that I did 13 years ago. Actually, no, I'll give you... No, we'll do... Yeah, it's perfect. This got 266,000 views. It is the Russian sleep experiment. Recorded in my university dorm. I'm not playing a lot of it, but let's just listen to the beginning. You ever worry about how you sound? I got you, Chief.
Russian researchers in the late 1940s kept 5 people awake for 15 days using an experimental gas-based stimulant. They were kept in a sealed environment to carefully monitor their oxygen intake so the gas didn't kill them, since it was toxic in high concentrations. This is before closed-circuit cameras, so they only had microphones and 5-inch thick glass porthole-sized windows in the chamber to monitor them. The chamber was stocked with books, cots to sleep on but no bedding, running water, and a toilet, and enough dried food to last all 5 for over a month. The test subjects were political prisoners deemed enemies of the state during World War II. Everything was fine for the first 5 days.
You get the idea.
The
Fast forward to the end.
gun on the mute subject and blew his brains out as well. He pointed the gun at the remaining subject, still restraining to the bed as the remaining members of the medical and research team fled the room.
19-year-old
things. Not with you! He screamed at the man strapped to the table. What are you? He demanded. I must know! The subject smiled. Have you forgotten so easily? The subject asked. We are you. We are the madness that lurks within you all, begging to be free at every moment in your deepest animal mind. We are what you hide from in your beds every night. We are what you sedate into silence and paralysis when you go to that nocturnal heaven where we cannot tread. The researcher paused, and aimed at the subject's heart and fired. The EEG flatlined as the subject weakly choked out. So nearly.
Oh dear. I think I've got one other one that's very old, and this is, if you follow SCP recordings, this was with the #1 guy in that department, the Volgun. Aaron and I go way back. Actually, Aaron, myself, and Monica Franco, who did work for Hasbin Hotel, has done work on a lot of stuff. Very, very talented voice actor. And Monica was on my Smile Dog thing. I might talk to her about kind of do something again at some point. But this is 12 years ago, the recording, and a little bit more animated this time. But like, that's the point. It's growth, man. It's like, these things, they take time. But here we go. A little bit more cringe. Well, not really. I mean, I'm proud of it, but still, it's something.
Your confession. We have multiple witnesses, and we have this.
You don't understand! I had to do it!
Why?
I don't know. Possibly destroy the universe. It was what he was about to do!
Destroy the universe. Well, you stopped him. Good job, Doc.
I'm serious, and I don't know if I stopped him. You saw yourself. His body fell through. The damage may already be done. It may be too late.
What damage?
That'll take some explaining. Okay.
You're in some serious trouble. And we got all the time in the world.
All right. You could check that out. If you go and search the recording from the Volgun, it's 12 years ago. And that was a lot of fun. But very peaky in places. As you can see. Volgun's great. I haven't spoken to him in a few years. Fucking fantastic dude, though. Lovely human being. Has only gotten better over time as well. Like, the guy to go to for SCP recordings. Alright, poll is tied. Ah, you fuckers. Okay. All right. A black, white, gray. I also did. I also did that one on the channel. I think it was on mine though. But yeah, it was still a lot of fun. So, a little bit Choose Your Nightmare. Now, I'm just thinking, can I do Shark Tank? That's the question. I think I could, but I wouldn't be able to do a lot of it. That's the only thing. Because there's like so many voices. And I didn't think about this. My only worry of doing Shark Tank is, like, with it just being me, you'll lose the thread of who's talking. We'll see. All right, well, let's do Choose Your Own Nightmare, and we'll see where we're at. So I don't want to be on for ages. So we were just at the next part of the yeah, we were just at the next part of the House of Songs. So, alright, let me load this up. Ah, I know where we are. Okay, alright, I get to, this is gonna be cool. I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna do something I don't know what. I'm gonna borrow a track that I've just used on my recording because it's such a perfect song for this. Air Fryer Casadilla Stacy. Hi, Jamie. Hey, buddy. Let's see. Okay. Okay. I always forget that I have ads on this channel. All right. Let's get this go. So, if you remember that our unnamed protagonist accidentally found themselves going through another of the walls, and they ended up in another iteration of the House of Songs. Or Lies. House of Songs. Lies. Okay. The light blinds you, and once again the sound of songs fills your ears. When you open your eyes, you're once more in the House of Songs and Lies. It's your study, a repurposed atrium your father allowed you to have when your burgeoning talents began to gain him recognition. You're 17, a budding artist, and each piece you produce is marveled by the wider community. You had heard of another in La Serva, but yours was all the people talked about. You were putting the final touches on your latest piece when someone walked through the door. He's young, possibly the same age as you, possibly a bit older. His raven black hair tied into a messy bun, thin locks brushing down the side of his tan skin and tucking just underneath his jawline. God, that jaw. You could trace the lines of his entire being if you had the time. You never stop working, do you, B? His playful, mocking tone echoes around the room and sends your brain into overdrive, but you keep your cool. You have to. It's just what I do, I guess. You stammer, hands shaking as you try to focus and finish. Not all that I do, but right now it is. I mean, fuck! You feel a flush of red and you refuse to look him in the eye. You know you can't. You know what will happen. This is a snapshot of a deeper issue, and you feel as if you're intruding on your own privacy, bearing witness to your own car crash. But he is undeterred as he crosses the room full of your drafts and half-finished meals, placing a calm and heavily ringed hand on your shaking one, drawing your face to his, and kissing you. You don't like watching this. You feel the burning shame of exposure, and you know what is coming. You want to find the door of lies, but it is nowhere in sight. You are a witness to your own misgivings, your own regrets, your lost loved ones. Just like everyone else, for a moment, you are ordinary. He breaks his embrace and looks at you, your mouth simply whispering his name. Morgan, I know, but I don't care. Dad'll have to deal with it. It's not the 50s. Why is this such a problem? You bristle in your seat and try to find the words, but they don't come to you. Instead, you show him your latest work and let it do the speaking for you. It says more in 5 minutes than you could have done in 5 hours. It speaks to your agony, to your expectations, to the ruinous path you will both walk if you stay hand in hand. It says everything while saying nothing, and it is devastating. Morgan says nothing as he looks at you. Deep ochre eyes meeting your own. Both so young, but you can see your everything within him. Infatuation or not, it is intoxicating. He accepts the path, and you do too. You kiss again. But your father storms into the room and in one motion throws Morgan off of you and volleys a right across your jaw.
I told you what would happen if you brought that degeneracy in here. I can accept it for your artwork so long as the family's reputation increases, but this? I will never accept this.
He shakes a finger at Morgan, knuckles bloodied from the strike.
So help me, if your father wasn't his patron, I'd beat you within an inch of your goddamn life.
Morgan runs over to you, but is shoved away by your father, bashing his head on a coffee table. You don't see what happens next. You don't want to. Instead, you rip the pages from the book and make your way to the House of Lies. A slam against the window pane. Not a fish, but a hand. Something rots the very plexiglass itself as the lights flicker. Your pursuer is gaining on you. To your left, the tunnel connects to medieval madness. To the right, scientific spelunkers. Do you take the left path to medieval madness, or take the right path to scientific spelunkers? Choice made. In a flash and a pivot on your heel, you race towards the left tunnel, your breath catching in your chest and producing a sharp sensation that runs through your abdomen and down your spine. You felt the looming fear of death in there. You know it. You don't stop to process. You know to fly, and fly you do. After a minute of running, you slow to a slight jaunt and see the tunnel open into a large field. The sky above red and the sound of medieval music piped into the dome-like building. Ahead of you stands a makeshift black castle, its gates half open and a small town propped up. The craftsmanship to be admired. This is the kingdom of Angleron, long since lost to time. It was presided over by a powerful ruling family. Then, in the midst of a holy war, there was a cataclysmic event, and much of their culture was lost to time. It was from these ashes and refugees that Sturgeon, the great municipality, was born. You, of course, knew full well of the legend. Your grandfather had helped translate the latest edition of the play covering the historical events. You used to love hearing it growing up, but the details seem lost to you now. Only one way forward. You walk through the lowering gates and into the castle proper, a grand courtroom filled with mosaic paintings of the largely embellished history of Angleron. The great warriors, tinkerers, soothsayers, and royal family litter every section of the walls in grand renditions of their deeds as you keep walking. This tale, though tragic, is an important one to artists everywhere, for it is vital we never lose sight of the loyalty and love a parent can have for their children in this or any age. Your stomach contracts on those words as you spot a pair of the large gilded doors behind the twin thrones, the title above the door bearing the name of the crown prince. Sovereign. Do you 1. Inspect the prince's chambers, or 2. Continue looking around for another way forward? Choice made. You walk with purpose towards the chambers and feel a sense with every stride. You know that every door you encounter has a chance of leading you back to the House of Songs and Lies, but on this occasion, you do not care. You must know what lies in the chamber. It feels personal to you. With shaking hands, you push the doors wide open and walk inside. Inside, the chamber has been ransacked. It is crumbling away, and the heavy rain and thunder from outside has infected almost every square inch of the room. Manuscripts are torn and flying around the sparse room. The bed is stained and destroyed. Nothing of love lives in this room anymore. It is a place made for suffering. In the center, you see a young man, withered and hunched over, feverishly creating something on a canvas. His clothes hang from him like the last threads of his own sanity. They are tired and fading. His passion, however, will not leave him, not when it is feasting so wonderfully on his anguish. With every deft movement of his hands, he creates something unique. He is, somewhere in his consciousness, aware he is birthing something that will outlive him. Something that will be talked about, pontificated over, and discussed by elites, amateurs, and artists alike. He is creating a legacy from the deepest pits of grief. Someone stands in the opposite doorway, holding an umbrella and watching as he speaks into a phone.
Yes, I see him. He's no doubt making something remarkable that'll only add to his legend and that of the brand itself. I estimate we could sell it for a minimum of 6 figures, 7 if it encapsulates the more grotesque aspects of what he's experiencing. Those troglodytes on the internet will love it. Smarmy little bastards will lap up the falsified empathy it generates, project themselves onto it, and proliferate it amongst themselves, therefore more degeneracy. The lightning strikes and the wolfish grin of your father flashes out, but for a moment, before something truly human flickers across his face. Following his eyes, you see your younger self, now 22, finished with your work and utterly broken by it as you trace your bony fingers across its finished canvas, humming some listless tune between pain-racked sobs. You look back to your father and, for just a moment, he looks like a father.
Carl, I think this may be the last one for a long while. My boy needs treatment, and that grief isn't going to go away until he gets it. At this point, further exposure unabated will push him over the edge. No, don't worry. I know a good place. They're a new facility in town. I'll fill you in on the details later. You remembered. You remembered being given this horrifying corner of the suburbs to work. You begged to see Morgan, but were told he had been scared away by your father, found someone else, and moved countries. You were devastated, even more so when the news of his accident reached you. If he asked for you, you weren't told. You were left to sit there and let the grief fester in you like a mold, growing through your spine and into your brain until it was what drove every facet of your life. You remember this piece, the hurt it caused. You remember burning it not long after you got home. But you know that home is elsewhere now as you walk to the House of Songs, stopping only when at the threshold to see the rest of the memory, where the thing inside the painting began to split from its prison and, while still screaming, try to find meaning in this new world. Your younger self, driven mad by fear and grief, grabbed it and pushed it back into the canvas before it fell inert. Your father said nothing, but a mix of fascination and fear addled him. He knew what was coming. This was the night your gift was born. You pass through the archway and now find yourself at the entrance to the final section. No more games. We know where this ends. The Golgothan Funhouse.
Stop there for a little bit.
I appreciate you, Justin. Have a nice evening. Florida man, used to be TJ on No Sleep, and I just want to know if you ever finished the Hotel Inertia storyline. I did not. I didn't get a big audience on it at the time, and I'm going to try and finish it this year, like as a 10,000 sub achievement. It's very hard because I don't write that way anymore, but I'm trying. So yeah, keep an eye out, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, the book is like the main focus at the moment, and then we'll kind of go back to it after that. But yeah, what do you guys think of another little excerpt to Choose Your Own Nightmare? Still got one more part to go, one more like segment, but probably gonna stop there. But let me know what you think. I think it's such a good story, and I'm really proud of the way it kind of ends as well, without saying too much. But yeah, the next half will not be long. The next half ends with this part, most likely. This is like the sort of third. This is the second act finale I'm reading at the moment, ironically enough. But I'm really glad you guys enjoyed it. I will probably be wrapping up in a minute, chat, because it is nearly 2 a.m. here, and I am super duper EP today. A video out of Shark Tank. Yes, every part will be adapted. So, the next chapter is The Last Giant in the Mountain. Then it's 3Bs in all of Europe. Then it's Shark Tank. Then it's Choose Your Own Nightmare, and then I can't give the name of the next one, but you know, I'll either be doing a block of 4 or a block of 5, and then there'll be 4 more chapters after that, and then the book is done. So yeah, I'm really excited to be nearly done with it, and reading these out is kind of keeping me like on point, so that's definitely helping. But yeah, I will let you know, Lifeguard. There might be a role for you. I'm gonna see how we get on once we get a bit closer. But yeah, I really enjoy these little hangouts where we get to just sit and kind of go through things aesthetically, discuss, and you guys get to hear a little sampling of it. It's nice. And yep, I know you guys are available if I need anybody. If I need little voices, I probably will come to you guys. But I think for now, chat, I am beginning to get very hazy. So rather than pass out on stream and then you hear snoring and the sound of keys being mashed, I am going to dip here and say thank you. We will probably be doing longer streams as time goes on when I'm not resting on the weekends. But for now, that'll probably be it. And then I'll see you guys on probably Tuesday. But I will try and get an upload for Monday. We'll see what happens to get Demi's Adventure up. If not, we'll be working on it. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you soon.